everybody, my name is Brooklyn, otherwise known as the Dramatic Otaku, and welcome to Take 2. Now, what is Take 2? This is a type of video that I've been wanting to make on again, off again, on again, off again, and then recorded, and then lost half of the recording. So we've got Take 2, this video which summarizes the last video recording that I did. So today's video initially was going to be playing Shining Nikki, and if you don't know what Shining Nikki is, it is a dress-up game. However, it is a very new dress-up game, and it is got all these 3D graphics, and it was advertised in a very strange way to me, at least the day I recorded the initial recording. You see, a little bit of backstory is that I am an avid Love Nikki player. I was an avid Love Nikki player, having invested about minimum $60 into the game, and I played for a solid 2 years, and Love Nikki was quite possibly my favourite dress-up styling and visual novel type game. And if you didn't know, Shining Nikki is supposed to be the sequel to Love Nikki. I didn't know that when recording the video initially, and that is a fault that is in most of my impression when playing Shining Nikki in the previous recording. Now, the reason why I mainly wanted to play Shining Nikki in the first place is because this is the initial advertisement that I was provided on Instagram months ago when Shining Nikki was first released, and I thought it was super cool, and I really wanted to play it, because if it was the sequel to Love Nikki, because it's made by the same people, then does it have different mechanics? Does it have different styles? What is this new game like? And I originally wanted to play it because of this. And then comes a week ago, and this pops up on Instagram. What the fuck? So I got super confused because this type of Instagram advertisement is not in Shining Nikki whatsoever. A lot like those crappy advertisements for games such as like Garden Makeover or whatever, that are really clickbaity and then get you to play the game. And those games are usually really crap, right? So my thought process was, why the hell is Shining Nikki the sequel to Love Nikki, which is a super popular app, or at least it's got a huge fan base behind it? Why the fuck is it using the clickbaity Instagram ad scenario to provide it when the initial ad was fine on its own? It was a fantastic ad, and it showed what exactly the game was, and it looked really interesting. So I played the game. And just here are some reactions from when I first started playing it. What's this? No, let me touch this. What's the 7 detour? I want the detour. Continue the main journey. Bitch, is it because I have nails? What? Too chicken to step up to the challenge? Why is a scornful youth challenging me to a style off? Styling power, blah, 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 blah. I didn't see what the prompt was. I feel like I'm completely relearning how to play Love Nikki, though I know how to play it. I had this dress. Stop. I had this dress. The corner glance, I had it in Love Nikki. Yeah, I came to the conclusion that it is just exactly like Love Nikki, just with a few new game mechanics and some killer fucking graphics. Like, for a mobile game. Killer fucking graphics for a mobile game. And yet you resorted to this advertisement, which... What? I don't understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
And if you look at some of the reviews on the fucking App Store, and even if you search reviews on Google, you can see people find Shining Nikki a lot better than Love Nikki, which was the original game. So why? That was the whole point of the video, is to understand why would you use that advertisement of any advertisement? I don't understand. And essentially it all just boils down to clicks from Instagram, because it's the shitty garden simulator type advertisements with the really clickbaity story that gets the clicks. So why not do that for Shining Nikki? Why do that for Shining Nikki? Honestly. Oh my god. The game itself I found actually really fun, and again, thought it to be almost exactly the same as Love Nikki, with a few new mechanics and some really killer graphics. And the difference is, while in Love Nikki you're playing as Nikki, in Shining Nikki you're playing alongside Nikki. So while you are controlling Nikki and her character, you are also in the story your own character. And it makes a lot more sense for you to have your own name and stuff like that in Shining Nikki compared to Love Nikki. It's a lot more interactive in that sort of sense, and it's a lot more fun in that kind of sense. I just want to understand why this advertisement was made. That is the whole point of this fucking video. And initially, I was gonna make this video about Fate of the Empress, because I keep getting that advertisement and so many advertisements about Fate of the Empress that are all really similar. Will I play Fate of the Empress? Probably not, because of how poorly this video went and how poorly this video is going to be received. But still, I don't understand. I also needed to test another microphone. That was the whole point of this video. So this has been take 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this very, very short video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!